Hi there, welcome to my new video in English talking about Proton Bus Simulator. This is my second video in this channel about this project. This is Proton Bus Road, the highway version, or maybe the coach version. We have Proton Bus Traditional, it is based inside the city like a urban bus simulator. And this separated project, which is more for high distance traveling. I am Marcos Elias, creator of the project. This version, Road, is edited by a friend, by a partner, Vitor Nathan. He is responsible for creating and editing this map and new buses for this version of the game. I stay in the urban version and Vitor Nathan works on the road version. So let's make a video driving in this scenario. This is the computer version, the PC version. If you play it on Android, graphics may be a little bit simpler. Sorry about that dogs and these noises. I am recording at my home during the day and there are lots of noises out there. Also about my English, I think that I don't have to explain anymore, you know. I don't speak it very well, I am learning it, so yeah, I hope that you can understand. Most people do. I'm not, as I could say, I'm not a professional speaker in English yet. But overall, I think that I may communicate with other. Most people can understand my ideas. This is what matters. Let's talk about the project. It is close to launch. Over the next few days, it will be available for download. You may get it as a separated file, a APK file for Android or the Windows package, as usual. Over the next few weeks, it will go to the Google Play Store, like the urban version. Like the urban version, this is based on the same technologies that our main project. It is just another city, another kind of map with another kind of buses. Here at Brazil, we call it rodoviário, or rodoviários, or ônibus de viagem. It's like tourist bus or intercity buses. While on Proton Bus Simulator Traditional, the traditional version, the first version, you drive inside the city, bringing people to their work, or their girlfriend's house, or their grandma's house, inside the same city. In this project, you will drive for long routes, or not necessarily long routes, but with less stops. It is more like, I may compare it on the spirit of the game. The traditional Proton Bus is more like on Z, and this Proton Bus Road is more like Euro Truck with bus modding, or maybe Fernbus. It is a coach version, so I hope that you got the idea. It is in alpha or beta, almost the same thing, under development. This is project to be complete in some years ahead, like 2 or 3 or even 4 years ahead, but we are releasing the project in its current state, so people cannot wait anymore. They just play while the game is being created. Like the urban version, this will be free, a free-to-play game. People who like the project may donate or pay something to help with the development. but overall you may play it for free and check if you like it, if it runs on your device. Unlike the urban version, this project is a little bit more complete or more appealing, more visually appealing. How can I say that? The urban version, I released it over 2 years ago in 2017, February 2017. Almost empty. There was just the first bus, that PBC, or PBC in Brazilian, and a empty route. No trees, no buildings, nothing. Just the first ever prototype. Later, we completed this scenario by placing some buildings and making them more close to the road and placing some lamp posts, the street illumination, street lights, and so on. The game has received many new features like bus modding support. This is something really unique, or it's not the only game that has modding support, of course, but this feature, it is very hard to find. Most games just include some buses, or maybe they ask for money to include more buses, so there are games out there that you may play with 2 or 3 buses, and if you want to get more, you must pay more. In Proton Bus, we believe that the community may create a good content, be it for free or even paid. So you may play for free, you may create mods for free. So there are more people creating buses. And one interesting thing, the basis of the project, the basement, the main code is the same. So all mods supported by the urban version will be supported for the road version. So when this project launches, you have available many buses that people have already created or converted from OMZ variants. OMZ has a strong community in Brazil. Many people make and share buses, and some of these people, they allow others to convert their projects. So we have many buses as mods in Proton Bus that came from the Brazilian OMZ mods community. Even myself, I create this game, and I am the old creator of the Savoy map, and also some buses for OMZ like the PBC and Mondego that are Brazilian articulated. Also my fictional buses that I used to learn 3D modeling, called quad bus. My quad buses were fictional buses. I just made them for fun and to learn 3D modeling. It's something very complex, very time expensive. It's something that you won't learn in a week or just a month. You need several months learning and improving the modeling knowledge. So I am what I am right now thanks to OMZ. I started creating mods for OMZ, and later I decided to create my own game. Actually, I desired to create this project even before OMZ, a long time ago, more than 10 or 15 years, when we played GTA with bus mods. So it would be awesome, a bus game with mods and with people entering the bus and getting off the bus at the bus terminals or the stations. It is a little bit boring driving in GTA with bus, besides the overall nice graphics, or by that time not so nice. It was GTA San Andreas. By the way, I'm here creating my project because I really love buses in the real life. I cannot explain why, I just like them. As a child, I was already liking buses. I don't work with buses in real life. This is a very complex matter because there are so many problems, especially in poor countries or underdeveloped countries like Brazil. It's not the most awesome job to do. There are lots of problems, lots of bad buses with front engine, so lots of heat and noise for the driver, and bad companies. Every single place that you may go in Brazil, public transportation is really bad. It's not all bad. Of course, there are some good routes and some good companies, but most of the time, it's not the kind of service that you would expect. Too many delays or boring routes that takes more time than necessary to be completed. On some parts of the city, they put the best buses, and others the worst buses that always breaks, and you know, public transportation here is uncomfortable, so I don't, besides loving buses and public transportations, this is not for me. I cannot work with them in real life. It is something too stressful. So I created my virtual bus project. This way we may still enjoy the bus experience without the bad parts of it in real life. I think that most cities have a complex bus system because the government don't care too much about the services. They try to regulate to stop the free market, and this causes some kind of abuse or some kind of bad service overall. Since no other company may make the same destination, the same route, just that selected by the government, this causes monopoly and monopoly or monopoly, I don't know how to pronounce that. You know, just one company working on that route. So if the bus doesn't come, you must walk, you must get a motorbike or bike or a car or call a Uber, you know what I mean. So that's disgusting. I don't like working with that. Maybe if I were rich, I would create a bus company in real life, but that won't happen, I think. So let's stick with our virtual project. As I said, this project is made for fun, for free, because we love buses, but at the same time, it must be something achievable, something concrete, something that we may realize, we may create, we may launch, not something just an idea, like I want to create a bus simulator, I will be creating a bus simulator. No, I am creating already, and it is being published, so you may play it even if it is unfinished. It has lots of bugs or lots of problems, of course, it's called a beta, but it is under development, it is improving, it is being improved. So if you look 6 months ago, how this project was 6 months ago, and 1 year ago, and 2 years ago, we talk about years because it's not easy to do this kind of thing. It takes so many time to be created, and most people, of course, they don't know, they they just don't have idea of how much time is needed to create things. If we work, we have our lives, how could you create this kind of thing with just 1 or 2 hours per day. It's impossible. We are working to be able to dedicate more hours or more time to this project, and this is only possible if we turn it into something commercial, something like a product or a service, something paid. We have ads, but ads doesn't pay that much. So based on that idea, we created the collaboration or donation system. You play it for free without any compromise. You don't must pay, you don't have to pay. You pay only if you really like it. And these payments help us creating more content, both for donors and also for the free version. I think that the free version is very good because it introduces the project to more people. If it was completely paid, less people would know about it, so it would be not great. We must work to professionalize, I don't know how the word would be, but we must work to turn this hobby project inside a professional project by creating better content and more stable basic code version of the systems included here. People may think that we just buy buildings and models and place it in a map and, well, there's a new fucking extra bus simulator. It's not that way. We model our buses, we create our scenarios based on the ideas that we got. We don't create realistic maps like in real cities with real streets and real bus terminals. It is a fictional city, like a fictional city overall. You know, it doesn't need to be real to be enjoyable. But we try to bring realistic characteristics or realistic features for it, like it would be a real city. There are so many difficulties through this process. It's not easy creating the roads based on curves or splines. The Unity engine does not have a fully featured open world system. It is very difficult creating open world with Unity. The loading and unloading process I created manually. It took some months, sorry, to be created because Unity does not provide any sample of that. We cannot create the entire city inside the same continuous map. We must divide it into pieces and join these pieces together as the driver drives through the roads. So we load the next scenario and unload the scenes that gets behind to save memory, to save processing resources, and so on. This is something very complex to do. We did that, but still Unity does not provide a good support for open world, unfortunately. I am almost going to the Unity company doors showing some messages. So please, Unity guys, let's make some open world tools. It's very hard to create this kind of thing. It's really hard. Most people have no idea on how to handle proper origin shifting in Unity. If you drive through many kilometers, bad things happen. Shadows starts blinking. We must reset the origin, and this is not well supported in Unity right now. I hope that someday it will get better. So we suffer lots of problems due to this limitation, but we won't stop making it. It is playable, we may enjoy that. It could be better, of course, but it is still enjoyable. People like it and people are playing with it. One thing that you notice in this project is that I don't like creating boring, smaller maps. If you download some Android mobile games, you may see that sometimes they have a small like a small maze. You make a turn and make another turn and make another turn, but if you look from above, from the sky to bottom, you see that you stays close to the same place where you started. This is something that I really hate. I fucking hate this. Sorry, I fucking hate that. I want to create realistic routes for many kilometers, longer routes, large cities, and connections between cities. This is a very difficult thing to create with Unity, but it is getting done. It is working, almost working. We just need a better origin shifter. The loading and unloading is working, but the origin shifter is a pain. We cannot do properly without the engine support. Unreal, some other engine, a competitor of Unity, has better open world support, but the project is too advanced to migrate to Switch engine. I did some tests with Unreal, but we must go back 2 years in time and start creating everything again. It's it's impossible. It's not impossible, but it would be not worth it, because we must recreate almost everything in programming. We just will be reusing the models and some textures and sounds, but overall the code cannot be just copy and paste between Unity and Unreal. Unity uses C# and Unreal uses C++, so completely different languages besides being somehow similar. We cannot copy and paste. All the code must be rewriting, and it is a very complex code, thousands of lines to create the game in the state it is already. So we won't be switching engine just because of that. Let's work with Unity limitations, and maybe in a second version, if Unity does not care about open world until there, we may switch engine for a new version of the project in the future. Not right now. Talking about Proton Bus Road, let's stop talking about random things. Proton Bus Road will be available over the next few days. Maybe when you watch this video it is launched or it is close to launch. Stay tuned. Look at the page on the Facebook, and also subscribe to my partner channel, the Vitor Nathan or some Modelagens. It is the author, the creator of this road version of Proton Bus. Also the 3D artist that created this bus here, the Vista bus. As I said, I work more on the urban version and Vitor works with the road version or the coach version. We considered making a unique project, but if it was the same game, it would be much bigger. It is really bad if we make a game with 1.5 gigabytes for Android. Most people cannot download that easily. Especially here in Brazil with poor connection. They cannot download huge games easily. And in a beta, while we constantly update the project, this gets even worse, because sometimes we update and must update again to fix some bugs or to add new features or to complete some part of the map, and people must download everything again. So instead of creating a huge, hard to maintain game, we are working with a separated game. It is from the same group or the same team. We are not a company yet, so when you see map on these games, actually it is not a company. We may become a company if we got some money, but it is something very difficult to have. Maybe with some angel investor or something like that, but it is a huge amount of money to create a company and pay people and pay for a space, a physical space. It's not something achievable in short term. So we won't expect that to happen. We will work as we can with our little resources in your free time. So we hope that someday this project may get bigger. If more people pay for it, this will be achievable more easily. So we must work more, we must create better content, and also ask for people to pay for it. As I said, this project is under development, it is in beta, so I don't want making a full paid version because it does not provide the overall quality of a paid program right now. Like, let's place this on the Steam and asks for a full price of a full desktop PC game. No, it's not the time yet. Let's first improve the game, make more features, make the city better, especially the urban city. They are somehow ugly because by that time we don't know how to do the roads properly. I bought many road tools from the Unity Asset Store and almost all of them were really bad. We cannot find good, let's say good road tool. All road tools for Unity are some piece of crap sometimes. They have lots of bugs, they don't work very well with all kinds of road types that we need. It took some time to find a good procedural or spline based mesh deformer tool. I found one that worked with my models. There are a huge difficulty to create this thing, but we are overcoming them. It's not easy, it's not fast, but it is getting done. So someday, somehow in the future, the Proton Bus urban version will have a better city. We will remove all the old roads and replace them with better looking roads. This project, if you are a donor or collaborator or a supporter of the urban version, and if you got your password, you may have access for free to the Proton Bus Road. Over the next few days, when the project gets launched, there will be a web page where you may submit your login information and get instantly your login for the road version. It will be the same email but with a different password. So if you have paid for Proton Bus Urban, you may get the road version for free over the next few days if you subscribe to that link. I'll put the link on the description, so please take your password, copy it, save it for yourself. That page won't be available forever, it will be removed in a few days. Once it is removed, all people that wants to be done or to have the ads removed from the road version will have to pay again because it is a separated project. A separated project, besides sharing the same basis, it will be another game, another separated project made by that person, Victor, my partner. We'll be creating more coach buses, or coaches, not coach buses, more ônibus rodoviários, more buses that are this kind of buses. They are not urban buses, including some international buses. I like some designs of some European buses, and I plan to include some here. Maybe it has a mod, maybe it has a native bus. We'll be working on that. So with that specific money, we'll be making some international buses. And also some more Brazilian buses, of course. So that's it. If you are not a donor yet, you may pay for the game using the complete version on Android through the Google Play. Once you pay there, Google sends you a code called the GPA and a bunch of numbers. Copy that and send to the email atendimento@viamap.com. I cannot say that properly in English because it's a Portuguese word, so whatever. It is inside the game. Once you pay on the game, it is shown to you. If you click on the first version number on the screen that says L0 or L3 and the version PC or Android, you may get that email there. So send your GPA code to that email to get the password for the urban version. Once you have the password for the urban version, you enter the link in the description and asks for your road password. This campaign will be available for some days, not forever. It will be removed soon. So get your password, save it in a safe place, send it through email to yourself. So please don't lose that. That's it, guys. This project is being created. I love these roads. Actually, they don't have sidewalks because they are on a highway, but I am enjoying it too much. As I would say, this project is being created most for fun because we really love buses. We really love public transportation, so it is available for free. It will continue having a free version. If you cannot pay, if you don't have money, don't worry, you may be playing it for free almost forever. Donors may have removal of ads, that videos on the loading screen or some audio messages inside the game, they won't be played for donors or helpers or clients, people that help us by paying. And maybe some new buses will be exclusive for our donors during 2019. But overall, you don't have to pay. Please, it is a beta, it has bugs. Only pay if you really want to help us, if you really believe that this project has a future. So we could create our own company maybe, and if that is not the case, we may at least create more content and more buses and more scenario models and expand the city and make more updates for you. That's it. Being a separated project, the update schedule is not the same, so don't expect updates for both urban and coach version at the same time. They are managed by different people inside the same group, the same team, but they have their own schedule. Sometimes the urban version will be updated, sometimes the road version will be updated, but not at the same time. I work more on the urban version, and that partner, Vitor Nathan, works on the road version. So that's it. Let's take some picture for the video. It is being launched with 3 buses. This is the latest edition, the 3rd one. And more buses will come in updates or has mods. And all mods that are available for Proton Bus may be used here. You may download the same mod, just place them inside the road version directory, so you may play with the same mod that is available for urban Proton Bus. I have lots of time to be creating the creation mods tutorials. It is something hard to make because I don't have enough time right now, but I'll be trying to do that in the first months of 2019. I must create even English videos about how to create mods so more people may create and convert and place more buses inside this project. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and see you later. Sorry about my delay while replying to messages. I will take a look later. There are some comments on the previous video that I read everything, but I haven't replied them yet. So sorry about that. I will be trying to do my best. That's it. Thank you for watching, and now, yes, see you later.